Thank you.
Recording, Lasagna. Okay, good.
Jeff, it's Robert. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you just fine. Good
I'll
afternoon.
have video shortly, and since you're not wearing a tie, then I don't have to go find mine. How about that?
Ties are not acceptable on Zoom anymore.
Oh, I was wedged into one this morning. Oh, Lord.
No. I gotta dress like I'm working, so
You do. You are all spiffed up there.
I gotta dress like I'm working. You know, I don't wear pajamas, then I'm in a pajama mood. I can't do that. So that's just me.
For you.
Mrs. Fry taught me well.
She did.
And I do not have on sweatpants today, too. I'm fully dressed, too.
Well, good for you.
And shaved, even.
So, Rebby, can we get started?
Here we go.
All right. That looks like the agenda for the board meeting. How about the agenda for the work session?
Sorry, that was my mistake. I don't have it. We're going to see if we can get it up real quick.
Yeah.
Stop. Well, I don't have anything to, I need.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready to get started. Can't wait.
You're unmuted. She's going to get it.
Can we get started, Rebby?
Yes, ma'am. You want me to run, do the roll call at this point?
Yes, please.
Okay. Roberta Abdul Salam. Robert Ash. Jim Durrett. Roderick Edmond. William Floyd.
I'm here.
Yes, thank you. Roderick Carson.
Present.
Ryan Glover. Jerry Griffin.
Present.
Frida Hardage.
Present.
Alicia Ivy. Alicia Ivy. Russell McMurray.
Present.
Al Pond.
Present.
Rita Scott. Christopher Tomlinson. Thomas Worthy. Madam Chair, we have 7 board members online at this moment.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 14, 2020 work session of the Board of Directors?
So moved, Alpine.
Second, Griffin.
And as we vote today, we will only take abstentions and no's and assume that if you don't fall under those other categories, then you are a yes. So do I have any abstentions? Do I have any no's? Then the minutes are approved. Under my report for the chair, I just want to remind everybody that Friday, June 25th, 2020, are the Planning and External Relations Committee, the Operations and Safety Committee, and the Business Management Committee. Those committee meetings start at 9:30. And then on Thursday, July the 9th, will be our next work session at noon with the board meeting at 1:30. And then all of our other information, I will turn over to Mr. Parker.
Thank you. Can you hear me all right?
We can.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We have a few items on the agenda, and we do have an executive session. I will move quickly through my agenda. The first item on my agenda is providing an update on our return to new normal task force. When I created this task force almost 4 weeks ago, the work was all about building customer confidence, safely bringing employees back to the office in the face of this most significant public health crisis of, really in a century. And of course, this work still stands in front of us. But I think it's really important to recognize that the events of the last 3 weeks have called the entire country to face another crisis, and that crisis is systemic racism. What that means for MARTA is that we have much more work to do to get to our new normal. I hope that you all had a chance to read my statement I emailed yesterday about my intentions to launch a series of ongoing facilitated conversations with our employees and the public about ways that MARTA can lead and partner with others to advance equity in the workplace and in communities that we serve. I've received a lot of feedback from our employees who appreciated my letter, and I'm really inspired by the really warm and appreciative tone of all those messages. I'm also really grateful for the support and leadership from Rhonda Allen, Lyle Harris, Paula Nash, and Luz Barrero for their efforts on this and their continued commitment to make sure that we have a dialogue, because I think that is going to be so important for our future here at MARTA. So the return to new normal components that deal with customer confidence, rebuilding ridership, and establishing new workplace norms that prioritize health and safety is being spearheaded by Collie Greenwood and Melissa Mullinex, with members from operations, facilities, finance, planning, and customer experience. We are developing a clear process for successful return from telework, frontline employees and customers to the new normal of MARTA's pandemic-conscious workplace and service. Everyone is eager to see full buses restored, but we know this cannot happen until we have adopted and embraced masks by our riders, or possibly a requirement for our riders to wear masks and a way that we could actually enforce that. The system is now considering, we're considering a few items on the system. Clearly having some conversation about requiring masks for all riders. I believe, and we're working on a focused effort around a public campaign to encourage wearing of masks. I think this is going to be critical to our future. Clearly, the airline industry is embracing this as their return to new norms, and I think that this is an important element for transit. And I make an analogy to seatbelts. Years and years ago, as the perceptions and and use of seatbelts evolved over time, I think we all remember piling into the back of our parents' station wagons and then not wearing seatbelts. And the first thing that we did was we really changed the perception and the importance of seatbelts. and that's involved over time to a clear enforcement of the seatbelt law. So I think that we at MARTA need to focus on first a public service campaign to really focus on changing those perceptions. We've done a little bit of analysis and believe about 35% of our customers are wearing masks right now, and we need that significantly higher, probably in the 80 to 90% range. Things that we're also considering, using vending machines to make masks available to our customers and possibly having some courtesy masks on hand for our customers. Working at prototyping some hand sanitizers throughout our stations and making sure that we have hand sanitizing available. Although I will say, you know, where we were when we started this in March to today, the availability of masks and the availability of hand sanitizers, you know, I suspect that everybody on this teleconference probably has a little bit of hand sanitizer in their purse or their pocket when they go outside. So I think we need to recognize this as we build this out. The key items for consideration for our employees and in our buildings is to, as we have already done, we are requiring and providing masks to all of our employees. So when our employees are working, we're asking that they wear masks, and we have a significant, and proud to say that we have a significant adoption of that here at our headquarters building, as well as with our operations personnel. Upgrading our air filtration systems. We believe that changing of airs is going to be an important piece of this. Looking at reorganization of offices, conference rooms, break rooms to allow for social distancing. And we do plan on continuing telework at least through July 12th, which is when the governor has extended the public health emergency to. But we expect that it probably will be longer for those employees who can be productive under teleworking. So the plan is to give a more comprehensive briefing to the board at the July meeting, but I wanted to make you aware of the work that we are undertaking now. So that is a summary of the return to our new normal task force, and do have another item, but I just wanted to see if there's any questions or comments that Chairwoman Hardage that the board may have. So I'll pause for a second.
Any questions?
Yeah, Madam Chair, this is Rod Frierson.
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to say I really do appreciate us leading in the direction of, you know, being insistent that people wear masks, but also create an environment that they can be able to buy masks. I think that is a great way of us getting more of our riders the confidence that they can ride on transit. And I see it being a great way to, once again, bring people back onto the transit system. How you enforce that, I do understand the challenges involved in it. But once again, I think once people have it available, they tend to just lean on wanting to wear it because it's for their own safety. And once again, I think once you create that environment, it'll be a lot easier to see more and more people embrace it. I've seen it happen in other countries when I went to visit my son, and it was just became another norm for them. So I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think one of the things that we need to do at MARTA, and obviously public perceptions of wearing masks are a lot bigger than transit or MARTA.
Yeah.
But you know, I think we need to turn this into this socially acceptance of that people are looking at you crosswise if you're not wearing a mask.
That's it.
And I think it's shifting a little bit here, but clearly, you know, in Asia, and you know, from what I hear in other parts of the country, I think they are far ahead of us in terms of that sort of public perception of the need to wear masks.
All right.
Well, coming from the healthcare background, I endorse masks at all times, so I'm 100% behind that. Any other questions?
I'll proceed.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
All right. The only other item I have, we're going to provide this to you monthly, but an update of upcoming meetings and other significant events. On June 24th, 10:30 a.m., a virtual meeting will be held for the City of Atlanta. My jurisdictional briefing will take place. As you know, we have also started the Rider Advisory Council. You heard a briefing on that fairly recently. Our next meeting of that is July 1st. The intention is that we will be holding those meetings the first Wednesday of every month, and that falls on July 1st. And then another meeting that is coming up is our MAC committee meeting. That is a every 2-month meeting held the second Tuesday of every month, and that will be held, the next one will be held on July 14th. So that's, any questions about upcoming meetings before we get into a really significant discussion and presentation that I want to share some thoughts around. All right, we are, we're going to celebrate. Unfortunately, we were talking about before the board meeting started, it would be so nice if we were all in person, and I am absolutely certain that we all wish that we were all in the same room to send someone off who is just a huge part of the MARTA family, and that's Rebby Ellis. She has served MARTA and served the board for what seems like countless board meetings and committee meetings, and just been an asset to the authority. I got to know her when I moved here in 2005, and Rebby has just been well, supportive to staff and supportive to board meetings, but she has made a decision to retire. I want to wish her well and give her my personal appreciation, although it's from a bit of a distance, and I'm committed, Rebby, to seeing you off in an appropriate way in person, and I look forward to that. So we're going to have a little slideshow to celebrate Rebby and her life here at MARTA, and send her on a well-wished and well-deserved retirement. And then I'm certain that Frida and others will have some remarks that they want to make about you, Rebby. So Kirk, if you could show us the slideshow.
Yes, give me just a second to bring it up.
Sure.
Okay, am I sharing that? Can you see that shared on WebEx? Okay. All right.
It's set up in the presentation mode, just so you know. We can see your screen though.
Yeah. You cannot? Hold on.
It's on my screen, Jeff.
So Rebby, thank you so much for your years of dedication. You will be blessed, be missed. You have blessed our organization, and I know, and you know that the board of directors, the MARTA staff, and all of our customers who ride the system every day have benefited so much from your years of service, and just thank you. So hope to or commit to giving you a in-person farewell, but this is what we have for you today in these difficult times. So with that, I'd like to turn it back to Frida, and that does conclude my presentation.
Miss Rebby, I believe that there's some really nice flowers that are going to be sent in there for you. That they're somewhere at the MARTA, and we wanted to give those to you from the board.
They're beautiful. I have a beautiful orchid here. Can you all see?
Yeah, they can see now.
There it is. Just absolutely beautiful, and I'm pretty much speechless right now. I had no idea. Thank you all very much. It's been a pleasure serving MARTA, and most of all, the board of directors who I've worked for the past 22 and a half years. It's been a journey that I've enjoyed, hard work, but I appreciate that, and I will miss everyone dearly. I wish all of you the best. Wishing everyone to stay safe and healthy, and just can't thank you enough for this presentation. Thank you.
Well, we wanted to do more, but please know that once things get back to normal, there will be a reception that we can honor you in person. But we just wanted to take a moment to say thank you, because it takes a lot of style and grace to do what you do and to keep us all in line. And we are not easy people to deal with, and we appreciate all that you have done for us.
I don't know what we'll do without the gentle reminders.
That's right.
All right.
Yes, we do. We do. So thank you again so much. We greatly appreciate it, Rebby, and we wish you well in all your endeavors and all the fun things you're getting ready to go do.
Thank you.
I know.
Really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, now we need a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of, wait a minute, is it for the purpose of real estate and litigation?
And I wanted to say something about Rebby before we went into executive session. Can I?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right, very good, very good. First of all, I just want to say, I think between me and Robbie Ash, we're two of the longest serving members on the board right now. And I just know that Rebby, you have been a consummate professional at every point and in every level. I mean, when we got on the board and neither one of us knew anything at all about the jargon, about the language, you basically took your time with us, pointed us in the right direction, put us in contact with the people we needed to speak to in order to understand what the hell was going on. And you literally spoon-fed us the language of transportation. And for that, I will forever be thankful. All right. The other thing I just got to say is that, whenever I make a mistake or my calendar's wrong, you correct me and you get me to the meetings and you don't make me feel bad about it. All right. So I want to tell you that I love you. You are a fantastic person. And I know that whatever you do in the next phase of life, because you're too young to be retiring, I don't know what you're going to do, but whatever it is, I know it's going to be successful. And if you need my help and assistance and support in any capacity, I'm here for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Love you back. Thank you.
Okay. Now, do we have a motion to go into executive session for purposes of real estate and litigation?
So moved, Griffin.
Seconded, Rod.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Okay, we're going to leave to go into executive session.
So we're going to stay here, and Kirk is going to separate us out from the public so that we'll be in executive session. So Kirk, we're going to wait for you to tell us that everything on your end has been taken care of.
Correct. Give me a minute to
Okay.
expel in private mode. Okay, so.
While you're doing that, Jacob, are you on? I know you're going to be talking here once we get into executive session. I know I saw you earlier. Good, thanks.
Are we ready?
We are live streaming again, and we're recording, and we have 44 participants in the meeting. So 44, but I don't know who, from a board standpoint, is here. We can go through a real quick checklist if you want, but it's your meeting.
Okay. So let's see. Can you call out board members?
Robert Ash.
It's like we're missing Mr. Floyd and maybe Dr. Edmond.
Okay, so we need Ivy.
Yes, we're gonna read.
Let me, if you can give me the list of who, I can come through here and make sure that getting them invited. I need Alicia, Ivy.
I thought I saw her on here. Maybe I'm missing. No, I guess I missed her. Do we have everyone?
You're unmuted, you can talk.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do we have everyone?
We're waiting for Ivy and Edmund.
Well, we need to get started. We're way behind.
Yes.
Okay. All right. They should be able to get in. Kirk is sending them the link right now as we speak.
Yes.
So, Madam Chair, do you want me to call attendance?
We have public comment. Can we go ahead and do the public comment while we're waiting? Or do we need to call attendance first?
That's a good idea. Liz, are you on?
I am on. I'm not sure Mr. Parker is on. You might want to check on that. But I can, Chairman Hardage, I can read the names of the individuals from whom we have received public comment. We've gotten 10 comments. Dr. Ed Williams, Kaylin Prieger, Francisco Valencia, Randy Mailman, Nat Baumgartner, Stephen Binney, Melissa Elliott, Sherry B. Williams from Georgia Stand Up, and two individuals, we did not get their last names, Ariel and Armani. And all of their comments will be distributed to you after this meeting and will also be attached to the meeting minutes.
Before we start this meeting, I have an email from Mr. Williams who says he's attempted to view the MARTA board meeting. He's not able to connect. He sees that many people are having technical issues and they can't get on. Is there a different connection? And I just got that email. So is there another way that he should try to connect?
He can go through our YouTube stream. We're streaming to YouTube Live. So if he goes out to MARTA's YouTube channel, you can see the event there. We've had, let me see here. We have 53 people that have connected to this meeting, 33 of which are going through the link posted on the board site.
Okay, thank you. Rebby, can you call the roll, please?
I will let them know that too. Kirk will get. Okay, we'll do it. Okay. Roberta Abdul Salam. Robert Ash.
Here.
Jim Durrett. Dr. Edmond is trying to get in. I was on the line with him, so he's not on yet. William Floyd.
I'm present.
Roderick Frierson. Brian Glover. Jerry Griffin. Jerry Griffin.
Wait, Jerry Griffin's not on? Yeah, he's there. I don't know why he's not on.
Frida Hardage.
Yes.
Alicia Ivy.
Present.
Russell McMurray.
Present.
Alpine.
Present.
Rita Scott. Rita Scott. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Christopher Tomlinson. Thomas Worthy. Madam Chair, we have 8 members on.
Okay, and Dr. Edmonds trying to get on?
Yes, he is.
All right, thank you. All right, so I need a motion to approve the minutes of the May 14th, 2020 meeting of the MARTA Board of Directors.
This is Robbie Ash, so moved.
Second, Alicia Ivy.
All right, we will follow the following protocol and only have those that either are opposed or want to abstain. So are there any abstentions? Is there anyone that is opposed? The minutes are approved. I have, the next is an audit committee report from Mr. Pond.
Madam Chair, the audit committee met on May 1st, 2020 and received the following briefings. A, FY20 external audit plan. B, internal audit activity. And C, cybersecurity update. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Pond. Mr. Ash, can we have the External Relations Committee report?
Yes, Madam Chair, the External Relations Committee met on May 21, 2020 and received the following briefings. A, a pandemic response update. B, a Writers Advisory Council update. And C, a report about fiscal year 21 budget public engagement. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Ash. Dr. Edmond, the Planning and Capital Programs Committee report.
Let her know we're trying to get Mr. Edmond in.
We're trying to get Dr. Edmond in right now, or do you want to call on Ms. Floyd?
Mr. Floyd, can you read that report for Dr. Edmond? We can.
On behalf of Dr. Edmonds, Madam Chair, the Planning Capital Programs Committee met on May 28, 2020, and approved the following resolutions. MARTA Board of Directors approving an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Atlanta, the development and implementation of more MARTA expansion program. B, resolution authorizing the expenditure of capital funds for general consulting and professional services, the Department of Capital Program delivery in fiscal year 2021. I request approval of these resolutions.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any that abstain? Anyone that is not in favor? Okay, the resolutions are approved.
Madam Chair, following briefing, City of Atlanta intergovernmental agreement for the More MARTA expansion program. This concludes the report.
Thank you, Mr. Floyd. Now we'll hear the Operations and Safety Committee report from Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin? Is Mr. Griffin on?
He's on the meeting, but I'm not sure why he's
I know,
not.
I see him. But Miss Ivy, could you read that report?
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Sorry.
He should be unmuted now. I just texted him. Okay. Jeff, you should be able to speak now.
I'm waiting for Mr. Griffin or Miss Ivy to be able to give the Operations and Safety Committee report.
Miss Ivy is unmuted.
Madam Chair, the Operations and Safety Committee report. A, resolution authorizing the expenditure of capital funds of general consulting and professional services for the Department of Safety and Quality Assurance, Police and Information Safety in fiscal year 2021. B, resolution authorizing the solicitation of proposals for procurement of computer-aided dispatch records management system. C, resolution authorizing the rejection of bids received for the procurement of MARTA Police Department uniforms and equipment. Madam Chair, I request permission for these resolutions.
Miss Ivy, I also see a resolution authorizing the award of a contract for 44-foot articulated CNG buses, P46638.
That is correct, ma'am. I cannot see it on my screen. Thank you so much.
No, I just wanted to make sure we included that.
Thank you very much.
Do we have a motion? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Is there anyone opposed? Are there any abstentions? The resolutions are approved. Ms. Ivy, thank you for your report.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
And now we'll hear the Business Management Committee report. Mr. Frierson.
Yes, Madam Chair, we've been very busy. Madam Chair, the Business Management Committee met May 28th, 2020 and approved the following resolutions. Resolution authorizing the solicitation and proposals for the procurement of risk management investigative and appraisal services, RFP P466 715. Item B, resolution authorizing the solicitation of proposals for the procurement of general counsel and other legal services, RFP P41453. Item C, resolution authorizing modification in contractual authorization for automation of background screen, RFP P41453. Item D, a resolution authorizing the solicitation of proposals for the procurement of automation of background screens, RFP P46774. E, resolution authorizing a modification in contractual authorization for the pass master agreement, RFP P34149. Item F, a resolution authorizing a modification in contractual authorizations for employee online performance management system software, RFP P44358. Item G, a resolution authorizing the expenditure of capital and operating funds for general counsel, for general consulting and professional services for the Department of Technology in fiscal year 2021. And item H, a resolution approving the operating and capital budgets for fiscal year 2021. I'll request approval for these resolutions.
Do we have a second? Mr. Floyd seconds. Do we have anyone that wants to abstain? Do we have anyone that wants to vote against? The resolutions are approved. Thank you, Mr. Frierson.
Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
We need a motion to remove item number 7, which is the resolution authorizing. We're going to move that to next month, so we have time to review that in a greater detail. Do we have a motion just to move it to next month?
This is Robbie Ash, so moved.
A second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any opposing? Any abstentions? Okay, item number 7 is moved to next month. Do we have any other matters that need to come before the board?
Do we have any public comment? I don't think
We did that. We did public comment.
I'm sorry. I was not on. I apologize.
Yeah, we did that at the very beginning. We apologize. There were some people having problems getting on. So is there any other issues?
Madam Chair, if I may, I just wanted to say thank you to the staff in particular, particularly the frontline employees, and the diligence, caution, and care that they showed in the service issues and challenges we faced during the last week and a half.
Thank you, Mr. Ash. That was so noted, and I agree as well. Anyone else? Yes.
At the end of that training, I suggested that we also receive diversity education.
Yes, ma'am.
I agree with Mr. Ash. I want to thank MARTA for their report during the last 2 weeks. I listened to the Right Advisory Council, and as I listened to very diverse members of the council, I realized that as jurisdictional leaders for MARTA, we need to be aware of the various diversity in our communities. So I would like to suggest that we move forward some type of education so that even when we're communicating with our community, that we are well aware of the diverse citizens that live within our jurisdiction. Thank you.
That's a great point, Ms. Scott. Thank you very much. Anyone else? If not, I will call the MARTA Board of Directors meeting adjourned. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, board members.
My daughter made it for my wife, and
I'm nearsighted. So.
mine is in the